Hello? Hello?
Hello. Unfortunately, Stephanie has a
Yes,
problem with it.
I can hear the teacher. Mm.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
I
Hello.
don't hear Stefania.
Uh,
We don't.
Stephanie,
Mm.
we can't hear you. Uh, Maybe you need to switch if your microphone, the first one, turn on a microphone from plugin, physical
She,
plugin.
she has a problem.
And the second step could be change to change settings for
Mm.
for other microphone from inside microphone, which usually involved includes in notebook. It is a setting here in Google Hangout. If you click setting, and you can choose the another microphone, not default microphone. Ah, Bill, try to use next built-in and external microphone. Try to use external microphone. For that, you need to choose also in setting in Google Class Hangout. From default, it could be better change from default to the definite built-in or external microphone. It needs to try both. No? Maybe relogging computer could be. We can wait you when you relog. Okay.
Hello?
We can hear you. Hello.
Oh, thank goodness.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. I'm very sorry. I don't know why that seemed to change itself. So I just restarted Google Chrome, and that seemed to fix the problem. I'm very sorry, though.
That's okay.
No worries.
Thank you so much for your patience and your help. Technology is not my
Okay.
strong suit.
Don't worry.
How are you all doing tonight?
Good, thank you.
Great.
Fine.
Good to see you all again. I think all of you have been in my classes before, except possibly Alexei. Alexei, hello.
Okay, hello.
It's nice to meet you. Welcome to class.
Okay, it's nice to meet you too.
Okay. So we'll get started right away. We won't waste any more time. I do want to tell you I made a small mistake in kind of the description of this class. I used my grammar stories template when this is actually just a set of grammar exercises. So there are not the short formulaic stories that demonstrate the grammar, but there are many, many examples and an explanation of the grammar beforehand. There should be a PDF in the class description for you to download and follow along. And I will pull up the exercises and we'll get started right away. So here we go. It's focusing on the future perfect. We will start by reviewing the grammar, the quick and handy grammar review for this grammar point. So just to review the grammar of the future perfect, it's a very specific tense, which makes it a little easier to use once you've mastered when to use it. It is only used in very specific instances. And that is when there are two actions in the future, or an action and a time period. So for example, the letter carrier will deliver the mail at 2 this afternoon. Barbara will get home at 4. By the time Barbara gets home, the mail will have been delivered. Okay, so we use by the time to combine the actions in two sentences when both of the sentences are future actions occurring in the future. Okay. Like all time phrases in the future, the verb tense in the dependent clause segment of the sentence is in the simple present. When we include the letter carrier's actions, which will already have been completed, here's an instance. This is the future perfect, which will already have been completed when Barbara gets home. So gets home, this is the dependent clause. You'll notice that's in the present tense. Okay. So the independent clause is in the future perfect tense. Just to explain a little more, by the time Barbara gets home at 4 p.m., the letter carrier will have delivered the mail. So here's our independent clause, the main clause, and here's the dependent clause, the clause that cannot stand alone. So similarly, the future perfect is used in a single independent clause with time phrases that begin with by. So you will always see by signaling the use of the future perfect, or you'll see the word by together with the future perfect. It is understood that the action indicated in the clause will have been finished by the time period concludes. So for example, by next July, I will have earned my degree in business administration. This example of the future perfect means that before next July, I will earn my degree. Okay, I'm going to pause there. That's a lot of kind of heavy grammar. Are there any questions so far? Okay. So that's kind of the grammar behind it. That can be confusing depending on how much grammar you know. But one nice thing about the future perfect is that it is always formed the same way. So you'll have a subject, and then the auxiliary verb will, and that's our future auxiliary. Then the auxiliary verb have, and the past participle. So the game will have started by the time we finish this class. For another example. Okay. These are just some examples of the future perfect. If it is okay with all of you, I'd like for you to read these examples just to get your voices warmed up, get used to using the future perfect. If you don't want to read any of the examples, you can just say pass. But hopefully we are all willing to participate. So why don't we start on this end with Alexi. Alexi, can you read our first example?
Okay. I'm ready.
Thank you.
And by the time we get home later, the letter carrier will have delivered the mail.
Excellent. Very nice. Anatoly, number 2.
Okay, by the time John gets back, his mother will already have left.
Very good. So in the future, when John gets back, his mother will not be home. And Edgardo, can you read the 3rd?
By the time Paola arrives at the field, the game will already have started.
Very good. So in the future, when Paula arrives home, the game will have begun. Excellent. And who's next? Jose, can you read the next one?
Yes, teacher. By the time the plane lands, we will already have arrived at the airport.
Very nice. And Rowan, number 5.
Okay, by that time, my son, he and Jen won't get to school. The lecture will have started.
Good, very good. And number 6, Salvatore.
Yes. It will already have become dark by the time we finish this yard work.
Excellent. And Shadow, number 7.
We will already have finished all the heavy work by the time Jose and Marta get here.
Excellent, excellent. And then I'm going to read the last 3 and kind of highlight the independent clauses and the dependent clauses. So number 8 says, the students will have completed their projects by the time the professor comes back. Here is the main clause, the clause that gets conjugated into the future perfect. And this is the dependent clause. This cannot stand alone. This needs to be combined with another clause. And the words by the time signal that this is in the future. Number 9, they will have sold all the iPads on discount by the time Habib gets to the Apple Store. Our independent clause is first here. This is conjugated into the future perfect. And again, the words by the time signal that the dependent clause is also a future event or action. And number 10, our dog will have celebrated his 2nd birthday by the time Tian gets a new puppy. So again, 2 actions, the dog's birthday being celebrated, getting a new puppy. They are both in the future. And this one is our independent clause, conjugated in the future perfect. And here's our dependent clause, which also happens in the future, but will occur after the independent clause. Okay, so those are just some examples. There are more examples here that are predictions at a specific time in the future. So these are not necessarily planned actions or events. They're predictions, so they may not be certain. Let's look at these, and I will ask you to do the reading again. Alexi, can you read number 1 for us?
Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you.
By 2013, Germany will have been a united country for 25 years.
Good. Good. So we see just one action or one event, but we see a specific time in the future, or at least in the future when this was written. Good. Anatoly, can you read this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Teacher.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
By means before, right, in this sentence.
Yes, in these sentences, it will mean before or at the moment of. So when it is 2014, so not before, because in 2013 it would be only 24 years, but it means at the time of, or just before, right before, at the time of, when. Another way to say it would be when it is 2014, Germany will have been a united country.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, good question. Really good question.
We can conclude that this sentence was written before this year.
Yes, I think this was probably published, 2012.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll keep that in mind. They should have maybe put it for farther, or yeah, they could have put 2015 and put 26 years. But very good. All right, Anatoly, will you read number 2, please?
Okay. By midnight tonight, I will have worked 50 hours so far this week.
Very good. So the speaker of this sentence, maybe it's 8 p.m. and they have only worked 46 hours. And they can say, when it is midnight, I will have worked. Excellent. And let's see who's next. Edgardo, number 3.
By midterm, we will have taken 4 exams.
Very good. So it is not yet midterm, but when it is, 4 exams will have happened. Number 4, Jose.
Okay. By next winter, Greta will have lived in California for 5 years.
Very nice, very nice. So again, in the future, and only one independent clause here. And Roa, number 5.
Okay, by Monday, July 14, Gianna will have worked for the company for 10 years.
Very nice, very nice. So a specific time and one action. Good. And number 6, Salvatore.
Inge will have read. No, sorry. Inge will have read the entire book by next Tuesday.
Excellent. Good. So right now she hasn't read the entire book, but when next Thursday rolls around, she will have read it. Good. And Shadow, number 7.
Paul will have been in Ottawa for 6 years by July 2016.
Very nice, very nice. So again, a time in the future, the word by to signal the time, and our independent clause conjugated in the present, future perfect, sorry. Let's have you all finish this up. Alexi, will you read number 8 for us as well, please?
Okay. Rosa will have become a physical therapist by next summer.
Good, so we know she must be working on becoming a physical therapist right now. Anatoly, number 9.
Okay, we will have finished cleaning out the basement by Friday night.
Good. So they must have started cleaning their basement, but it's a big task, and right now on Tuesday they are not finished, but by Friday they will. Good. And Edgardo, number 10, please.
Brianna will have been on the team for 4 seasons by next year.
Good. So my question for you then, how many seasons has she been on the team this year? For anyone.
Five.
That would be the year after. So Brianna will have been on the team for 4 seasons by next year. It's not next year yet. So what season will she be in?
Season, it is usually half year, yes?
Yes. This means like a sports season. So usually for each sport, there's only one season per year. So, you know, football season is in the fall, or swimming season is in the winter. So in this case, when we're talking about sports, there's only one season in a year. This is confusing. So if there's only one season in a year, and she'll be in the 4th season on the team, how many seasons has she been on the team right now?
Maybe 3 seasons.
Yes, exactly. I'm sorry, that was a bit of a confusing question on my part. But yes, okay, very good. So yes, this year is her 3rd season on the team, the football team. Next year, she will have been on the team for 4 seasons. All right. So we have some exercises to help us practice more. Do you have any questions before we move to the exercises? Looking in the chat really quick, I know I missed this. This was over 10 minutes ago, but it's a good question. Mary Rose asked, how about will have been delivered? That is actually the passive future perfect, as far as I can tell. When the object becomes the subject of the sentence, it is the passive voice. So this is the future perfect in the passive voice. That's a whole other level of confusion. We won't address that today, but it was a good question. So let's move to the exercises. With these, you can type your answer in the chat. I will read I'll read the question. I will say blank for the blank, and then the answer choices, and you may enter your answer in the chat, and we'll discuss the ones that seem difficult. If they're all easy, we'll move on. So number 1, by the time Hank blanks to the theater, the film will already have started. A, get, B, will get, C, gets, or D, is getting. Go ahead and enter your answer in the chat. Good. Very good. Looks easy. We see this is the dependent clause, so it's going to be present tense there. And here's the main clause, the important action of the 2 actions. Good. So the answer is C. You are correct, C, by the time he gets to the theater. Number 2, by the time Josefa finishes work, her boyfriend blank dinner. A, will cook, B, cooks, C, will have cooked, or D, will be cook. Go ahead and enter your answer. Very good. The answer is C. Seems easy enough. We have our future auxiliary, perfect auxiliary, and past participle. Number 3. By June, Maria blanks her ultrasound courses. A, will have finished, B, finishes, C, finish, or D, is going to finish. Enter your answer in the chat. Very good. Looks good. Yep, the answer is A, will have finished. Again, it's formed with the future auxiliary, the perfect auxiliary, and the past participle. Number 4, by next Tuesday, John blank his 3rd week on the job. A will be complete, B will have completed, C completes, D will have completed, will have complete. Good. Yeah, the answer is B. Looks like this is pretty easy so far. We'll keep moving along. 5. By the time Nancy blank out of work, everyone will already have left for the picnic. A get, B will get, C gets, D is getting. Good. Good. C gets. Seems like it's pretty good. Yep, and the reason it's not will get, in these constructions, only one clause will take the future. Even though both are in the future, only one clause takes the future. That's your main clause. The dependent clause, which is the clause that can't stand alone, will be signaled. This can't stand alone because of the words by the time. By the time signals that we need a main clause after it. And so in the dependent clause, it's going to be just simple present. So by the time Nancy gets out of work.
This construction, it is difficult to use for languages when it used in different way. For example, in my native language, in clothes sentence with clothes with clothes, we use will future in both. We could use both in both side future, and only knowing rule could help to create to build a right construction, and it is not natural, I think, for my campaign with my native language, because this action is going to be in the future, but we use present.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not logical in English.
Yes.
Yeah, it actually goes against what logic would be. Logic would have us using future for two events that use the future. And so that's why it's tricky, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Thank you for sharing. I did not know that about Russian. Thank you. Let's look. We have so another 5 more of these kinds. We'll kind of go quickly through them, and then I believe we have some where we won't do all multiple choice. There are some where you have to come up with, I believe there are, where you come up with sentences on your own. Yeah, there they are. And I think that might be a little more helpful. So we'll just do maybe just one more of the multiple choice, and then we'll move on to getting you constructing your own sentences in this structure. So here, exercise, wow, they give a lot of multiple choice. So part 2 of exercise 1, number 6. Tom and Maya blank by the time Kevin comes home tonight. A will leave, B will have leave, C have left, D will have left. Go ahead and enter your answer in the chat. Good. So in B, we see the future auxiliary the perfect auxiliary, but we do not have the past participle. Leave is irregular. The past participle is left. So D is our best answer. Tom and Maya will have left by the time Kevin comes home tonight. D is correct. Number 7, the field will have become unplayable by the time it A stops raining, A stop raining, B stops to rain, C stops raining, or D will stop raining. Enter your answer in the chat. Yeah, this one is stops raining. Yep, so again, it's counterintuitive. Here we have our future perfect. And so even though the second action is also in the future, it's written in the simple present. Number 8, the sun blanks by the time Harry leaves the office. A will set, B will be set, C will have sets, or D will already have set. Entering your answers. See, mostly C's, a couple of D's. This one, set, again, is an irregular verb, and it's one that stays the same in the past participle. So this one doesn't change at all for the past participle. It won't take an S. So this is the past participle of set, and they inserted the word already just to confuse you. This word is not necessary. You can say the sun will have set by the time Harry leaves the office, and it means the same. So D is the answer there. Number 9, Leslie blank her degree and started her teaching job by next May. A will earn, B will have earned, C earns, D is earning. Enter your answer in the chat. Very good. Yep, will have earned. If this verb were in the simple present, then we might say Leslie will, no. If this were in its infinitive or base form, start, we could say Leslie will earn her degree and start her teaching job by next May. But since it's, in this case, it's even more confusing. It's in the past tense for a future action. And that's because in the future time frame, it will be in the past. Confusing. And number 10, Isabella will have traveled more than 10,000 miles by the time she blanks in Thailand. Good. Very good. Yep, C is the answer. I realize it's hard for me to not say blanks. When I say blank for the blank, I'm almost making it a verb. You can probably hear the S on the end. So. All right. I think that's good for multiple choice. I want to move to the exercise where you will be constructing more of your own sentences. And we'll end class. I'll ask a few questions about some things. So for this exercise, we are going to analyze Denise's plans for the next few years. Okay, Denise is very organized and very ambitious, and she has made a life plan for the next year and 3 months or so. So in March 2013, she will finish ultrasound classes. In July 2012, she will visit California. August 2013, she wants to begin working at Valley Hospital. By October 2013, she wants to buy a car. By November 2013, she wants to move to a new apartment. By December 2013, she wants to buy nice Christmas gifts. By January 2014, she wants to go skiing. In February 2014, she wants to meet friends in New York. In May 2014, she wants to give a Mother's Day gift to her mom. And in June 2014, she wants to return to Mexico. So let's do this way. I want you all to have let's see. Okay. First, we have to use our imagination a little bit and pretend these are all in the future. Okay, remember this was published in 2012 when these were in the future. So let's pretend this is still the future. There are 10 activities that she will have completed by September 2015. So I'll give you just a minute to think of your sentence. Use these actions to complete a sentence. For example, by September 2015, Denise will have finished her ultrasound classes. And then I will take volunteers on this one. We will go, whoever is ready can go first. It looks like there are only 6 of us left in the chat. So a couple of you can take more than one. Do I have a volunteer to go first?
Everyone agree.
Okay. So then we can just go down the line. It's easier for me. Alexi, are you ready to construct a sentence for us?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
By September 2015, Denise will have bought nice Christmas gifts.
Very good, perfect, excellent. Anatoly, next.
By September 2015, Denise will have finished her study in Spanish.
Very good, creative. Excellent, and who's next? Edgardo.
Sorry. By September 2015, Denise will have met some friends in New York.
Excellent. And Roa.
Okay, by September 2015, Denise will have done skiing in Mount Tremblant.
Excellent, very nice. Salvatore, go ahead.
By September 2015, Denise will have moved to a new apartment.
Wonderful, very nice. And Shadow, your turn.
Teacher number 9?
You can do number 9, or you can choose any of the others that haven't been done.
Okay. By September 2015, Denise will have I'm not sure really, past participle, given
Yes, very good, given.
a Mother's Day gift to his mom.
Very nice, very nice. And the past participles are probably the most, as far as the future perfect goes, or the perfect tenses in general. The past participles are tricky, so, but very nice. All right. We do have about 10 minutes left, and I think it would be fun to spend the rest of the class having a more organic conversation focused on using the future perfect. So I have one question for you, and I will type it in the chat and I will say it. But it is, right now it's November. The end of the year is coming soon. The end of the year is a good time to reflect on our goals. So my question is, what will you have accomplished by the end of the year? What will you have accomplished by the end of the year? So you may not have finished it now, something you're working on maybe, or something you are planning on doing in December. What will you have accomplished, or what will you have done by the end of the year?
Excuse me, Stephanie.
Yes.
What does it mean, accomplishment? Accomplishing?
To do or to finish. I'm actually rephrasing the question right now. What will you have done by the end of the year? So accomplish is to do, but it's usually something more difficult. Like, I can do my homework. That's pretty typical. But I can accomplish finishing my degree. So you can say accomplished or done or anything at all that you plan on doing this month or next. And I can start if we want. So let's see. By the end of the year, I will have visited my mother. So by the end of the year, I will have visited my mother. I'm going in December to visit my mother.
Okay, me, by the end of the year, I'll have accomplished my preparation for TOEFL exam.
Very nice, very nice. And I noticed you used the conjugation, very nice. Just in case anybody didn't hear that I will, you can conjugate to I'll at any time. Great. Someone else? Anyone else?
Okay, may I try?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. By the end 2013, I will have finished my big project.
Your big project. And what is your big project?
Oh, it's a big building.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice. Exciting. Oh, and very good. And who's next?
By the I can try. By the end of this year, I will have set the Christmas tree in my flat.
Very nice. Very nice. So by the end of the year, Alexi will have finished a building. Roa will have finished her TOEFL exam and passed with flying colors. And Anatoly will have decorated his Christmas tree. Who is next? Edgardo, Salvatore, Shadow?
Okay,
May I?
I try, teacher.
All right, thank you, Edgardo.
By the end of the year, I will have improved my English pronunciation.
Very nice, very nice. And you're working on that goal right now. Excellent. Yes. Very good. And Salvatore?
By the end of the year, I will have done 400 lessons on verbally.
Wow. Oh my goodness. How long have you been on Verbling?
More 1 year, teacher, but I need to study more because I have to improve. I need to improve my English.
Okay, well, very nice. I think that's a great goal. How many more lessons will you need to have completed in order to meet your goal?
Maybe maybe 700 lesson.
Oh, 4,000 or 400 lessons by the end of the year?
400 lesson by the end of the year.
Of this
But
year.
maybe to became fluent in English, I need to make 1,000 lesson maybe.
Oh, I see. Very nice. So by the time you have completed 1,000 lessons, you will have become fluent. Very nice.
Yes.
Very good. And Shadow, how about you?
By the end of the year, I'll have finished my English course in school.
Very nice, very nice. So by the end, you will have finished. Very good. Let's do another question. Let's get a little more imaginative. How about by the end of my lifetime? So we can use that as a sentence starter. Or if you have something else in mind you'd like to say, you're more than welcome to. But I'll start with an example. By the end of my lifetime, I will have lived in every continent on the planet. Who would like to go next?
Okay, by the end of my lifetime, I'll have moved and I'll have moved and lived in Europe.
Very nice, excellent, very cool. Good call. And who's next?
I can try.
Thank you.
By the end of my lifetime, I will be. I will have learned English fluent.
Wonderful, wonderful. And hopefully well before the end of your lifetime. Very good. All right. Who's next? Anatoly?
Okay, may I try?
Yes.
By the end of my life, I will have bought a desert island in Atlantic Ocean.
A dozen islands in the Atlantic Ocean?
Desert, inhabited.
Oh, deserted islands in the Atlantic Ocean.
Inhabited island.
Very nice. And you'll live there peacefully till the end of your days.
Yes.
Okay, very nice. Who's next?
Okay, I try, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, Salvatore.
I'm not sure. By the end of my lifetime, I will have moved on the moon.
Ah, good. So you could say moved to the moon or lived on the moon. I will have moved to the moon or I will have lived on the moon.
Okay, I understand.
Good, yeah, and I don't know why it's one of those prepositions. Prepositions are strange. We move to a place or we live on a place. We also live in a place, but not the moon because there's no inside to the moon.
Okay. May I ask one question?
Yes, please do.
Can we say towards the moon?
You could say travel towards the moon, but it would be a little strange because,
We have a direction.
yeah,
in the
you
moon.
would say I moved, yeah, to use towards in that would be the same as in the direction of, which might be confusing just because the moon. If you're moving towards the moon, doesn't mean you get there. You may never arrive. We might wonder if you're going to stop at Mars or go in a different direction. Be a little strange, but good. Good question.
Like a little tour.
Yeah. Very good. And I saw Shadow wrote in the chat, very good. Maybe by the end of my lifetime, I will have realized what is the purpose of life. If you do, please tell us. I think we all wonder that. Excellent. And Edgardo, did you want to try one? By the end of your lifetime?
Yes, by the end of my lifetime, I will have visited Europe and Asia.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right. So are there any final questions before we say goodbye tonight?
No thanks.
Thank you all. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for your participation. I hope you all meet those goals. You will all certainly meet your English goals. Yeah, so I hope to see you again in a class coming up soon.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye,
See
teacher.
you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye. See you.